Yes, I did. Is another plant haul. Welcome to Harmony Hills Home and Garden. I'm Jenny and I am so excited to share with you the plants that I bought on sale at Lowe's today. Everything there is on sale. It seems to me I couldn't find any plants that weren't on sale. Really? There might have been a few. Anyway, come with me. Let's take a look at all the plants that I got for 50% off today. I know, I just did a plant haul last week. I went shopping last week and I brought home a whole trunk load of new plants, but you know what? I was watching Suburban Oasis this morning, Soleil Gardens up in Michigan, and she posted today about her plant haul that she got clearance plants and 50% off plants from Lowe's this morning. I was watching that video and I was like, oh my gosh, if Lowe's has 50% off plants, I'm there. I gotta go, because I still have tons and tons of spots in my backyard that is just empty and waiting for new perennials to go in there, maybe even a couple of spots for some new shrubs, and 50% off is a deal that I just can't pass up. So let me share with you what I got. All right, to start, they had all of their quart-size perennials that have this shape, this U shape. These were all 3 for $10. Now the normal price is $6.98 or $7, and I got it for $3.33, so that is more than 50% off. So here I have 3 sentimental blue balloon flowers. These are full sun plants. They are summer flowering. They have these beautiful bluish purplish summer flowers, kind of lavender color. These are hardy down to zone 3, which is awesome. They'll get to be 18 to 24 inches tall and wide. They want to they want to be kept moist their first year and then average water after that. So I have 3 of these, 18 inches tall and wide. That means I'll plant them in the ground about this far apart from each other, and they will be a beautiful blue balloon flower in the landscape. Okay, next. These are garden phlox paniculata. Phlox paniculata Laura is the variety. These are a beautiful purplish pink color. The photo shows that they have whitish centers, but the flowers on this plant doesn't really have white centers. It has kind of a purplish, lavenderish, a little bit heading toward magenta flower. Now these particular plants are currently blooming or just about done blooming, but that's okay. I am totally all about buying plants. These are healthy plants. There's nothing wrong with them other than it's the end of the season and they're heading on the far side of their bloom cycle. So I am all about getting good, healthy plants into the garden that I can enjoy next year and a little bit this year as well. Now, some of the most spent bloom heads I'll trim off and maybe get additional blooms off of it this year. Probably not, but maybe, you never know. But still, it's a great buy. $3.33 each. Again, this was $6.98 normally, so more than 50% off, and I got 3 of these. Isn't this just one of the happiest little trays you've ever seen in your life? I think so. More $3.33 plants, 3 for $10. These are 2 GUARA. This is the dark pink BELLEZA GUARA. I already have 5 of these plants in the backyard. These are destined for the front yard, and I'm not sure exactly where. I have a lot of room out there that could fill in with some beautiful plants, and I just love the tall, wispy pink flowers. These are BELLEZA GUARA, dark pink color, and these are hardy to zone 6, so 0 to -10 Fahrenheit. They'll get to be 12 inches tall, 12 to 18 inches tall, and 16 to 20 inches wide. Now you can see these are more than 18 inches tall for sure. So the bloom spikes definitely go taller, but I think when it says 18 inches tall, I think it's talking mainly about the main shrub part. And I do love that it has these tall, wispy flowers. Now the ones that I bought and put in the back garden earlier this season, it was this exact same plant, exactly the same variety from exactly the same store, and I paid $6.98 when I got them originally, but I got these for $3.33. And the reason I got more is because the ones that I got are filling in in so nicely. They're spreading wide and they're growing tall and putting out beautiful flower spikes. I'm really happy with the plant back there. So I'm going to put some of these in the front yard as well. Now, I probably could have waited a season or two, dug them up and divided them. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe taking clippings is the best way to propagate these. I'm not entirely sure how best to propagate GUARA. Maybe they grow from seed. I don't know. But I was impatient and this was a great buy. $3.33 per plant, and I got 2 more of them. I was going to get a few more, but I decided let's go with 7 in the yard, and that's probably good for now. The last plant that I got in this size, again, 3 for $10. This is an Artisan Collection Red Ombre Coneflower. Now this one is looking a little floppy. Its root ball, its crown is kind of bent and wompy like this. See that? So I'm going to have to take extra care when I plant this. I wonder if it's taken some structural damage down in the crown, or maybe the pot is just loose soil. I'm not sure which is the case. And this plant doesn't look the best, but I do see new buds coming along. It's taken some top damage. That's okay. It has already bloomed quite a bit this season, so I might not get too much more bloom out of that this season. But that's okay. Here is a bud, and it's a little flopped, so maybe if I trim this back and get it nicely settled in with nice water and a little bit of starter fertilizer, I might get some more blooms off of this season. But even if not, I'm okay with planting a $3 plant in the ground and waiting until next season to get its blooms. And the good thing about this, it has a nice big thick crown full of stems. 10, 12 stems coming up out of this, which means that it is a nice big healthy plant, and next year it will be even bigger. So in my last plant haul, I brought home a lot of different kinds of pink coneflowers, and this is yet another variety. So I'm growing quite the collection of varieties of coneflowers, and I'm excited to see how they do in the garden. Another great buy today. These are Monrovia brand Carnival watermelon coral bells. So Carnival series watermelon type coral bells, and these are for part sun to shade. They're perennial and they are hardy to -30, which I believe is zone 3, maybe zone 4, I'm not sure. -30, but plenty for me in zone 7. And this plant is so pretty. It's got a greenish red top and a very pretty purplish pink bottom of all the leaves. It's probably done blooming for this season, but I'm going to be planting these in a beautiful part sun to full shade location, and these want to stay nice and moist. Don't let the soil dry out around them, especially the first year you have them planted. But even beyond that, these plants like to have a little bit of moisture around them. At least that's my experience. I've not been successful allowing coral bells to dry out too much. They just crisp up and don't come back for me. So that's my experience anyway. It says semi-moist water, so I think that jives with my experience. These will get to be 10 to 12 inches high and 12 to 14 inches wide. And I got 3 of them. And I am just really happy with this plant selection. These are wonderful plants. I got these for 50% off. They're originally $14.98, so I got 3 of them for roughly $7.50 each, so about $22 for 3 of these lovely, gorgeous, really healthy Monrovia plants. Okay, next, they did have hostas, daylilies, and I believe liriope on sale. 3 for $10 as well. And I'm not sure if I read the sign incorrectly or if the checkout stand UPC codes were coded incorrectly. I thought that these hostas that I got were 3 for $10 because they were originally $5.48. So I figured that the sale 3 for $10 applied to these. It might have been for hostas in that larger size can, like the ones I was talking about with the GUARA and the coneflower and the bellflower. So maybe I made the mistake, maybe the checkout computer made the mistake, I'm not sure. But anyway, these originally rang up at full price for $5.48, but I told the lady that I thought that the sign said 3 for $10, and she gave them to me for 3 for $10. So I'm hoping that I didn't try to get something that I shouldn't have gotten from Lowe's, but they did give them to me for 3 3 for $10. So I got 6 new hostas. I got 3 of the frozen Margarita variety, and these are a nice chartreuse color with white margins around the edges. They'll get to be 12 to 18 inches tall and 18 to 24 inches around. And I got 3 of them, so they'll be a nice smallish, medium-ish sized hosta with a pretty nice soft green color with the white margins. And I also have a guacamole hosta. Actually, I have 3 of those. So I'm thinking, is there a series of hostas that are all related to each other? The guacamole and the frozen margarita. Are there other hostas in that kind of, you know, chips and dip and salsa and drinks on the beach kind of series? I don't know. Let me know if you are aware of other hostas that might go into the family with guacamole and frozen margarita. It'd be interesting. So anyway, I got 3 of the frozen margarita plants, and they're all pretty small starts right now, but they will certainly grow over the seasons, and I have quite the collection of different kinds of hostas, and I love mixing them together and having them be kind of contrasting with each other in a nice grouping. I picked up 1 blue Hawaii hosta. This is a blue veined, a blue colored hosta. It has a thicker leaf than some of the chartreuse ones or the lighter green ones. This blue Hawaii hosta will go to be 28 to 30 inches tall and 36 to 48 inches wide, 3 to 4 feet wide in diameter over time. Currently, it's just a little teeny tiny guy. Although I did find one that had 3 distinct sprouts coming up from it, so this was a fuller plant than some of the others that were there that only had 1 sprout at it. So that's, for example, this frozen margarita hosta. It only has the 1 sprout right here that all these leaves are coming out of. So when I'm shopping for hostas, I always try to maximize the number of sprouts that are coming up out of the dirt, and that way you get a bigger plant sooner. So this one was the only one on the shelf that had 3 starts coming up out of it. All the other ones had 2 or 1. So I'm happy with this one, and I'm looking forward to having another blue hosta in the garden. Now these 2 hostas, they look almost exactly the same to my eye, but they are not the same, but I believe they're related. Kind of like the frozen margarita and the guacamole seem to be related to me, at least in their naming scheme. These also seem to be related to, at least to me, in their naming scheme. So this one is called Patriot, and that's a really common hosta. A lot of people are selling and having growing in their gardens the Patriot hosta. It's a dark green with a creamy margin, and it will grow to be 18 to 24 inches tall and wide, so a nice mounding, about 2 feet hosta. So that's that, Patriot. And then this one is called Minuteman, and it too is 18 to 24 inches tall and wide. They're both hardy down to zone 3. Yep. And you know, so they both have dark green, they both have creamy margins. Maybe the Patriot has more cream in it than the Minuteman. So that's about the only difference that I can see. Now in the photographs for them, the Patriot is a brighter green than the Minuteman. The Minuteman has a darker green, almost toward the blue color family. So maybe this one will get darker and this one will stay brighter green. I'm not sure, but right now about the only difference I can see is in how much cream there is on each leaf. So I'm going to plant these near each other but not exactly beside each other, and I'm going to be interested to see how they differ. But again, Patriot and Minuteman, they seem to me to be related, like American Revolution kind of terms. So if you know about hostas and you know about more that might be in this color family, let me know. I'd love to hear about it. So those are the hostas that I got. Okay, perennials. I got 2 more pots of perennial plants, herbaceous perennials. This is a gorgeous phlox. I saw this on the shelf and I thought, boy, I hope that's on sale. And it was. This was on clearance, 50% off. This is the Monrovia Flame Series Purple Garden Phlox. And what I love about this is that it has multiple shades of purple to pink on the bloom head itself. So the old flowers are a different shade than the newly opened flowers, and they are all on the same cluster of flowers. And this particular pot has a lot of buds yet to open, so I'm going to get more color enjoyment out of this plant. Now it does have some dried leaves down the bottom. It took some heat stress, you can tell. And a lot of the blooms are finished, but as you can see, the buds are coming. There's more blooming to come, and we're gonna get a gorgeous display of pinkish purplish mixture of blooms off of this. And I got 2 of these. Now these were 50% off. They were $12.98 originally, so $13. So I got them for $6.49 each, and I got 2 of them. So this one seems to be a little further along. It has tons of buds coming on it. And it too took some heat stress, but it will totally recover from that. There's not a problem at all. These are really healthy plants, and I'm excited to have these in my garden. Now I got the other phlox over there, the Laura variety, and I got these, the flame purple. I have Gina phlox, and I have bright eyes phlox, and I have tall eyes mixture garden phlox so far in my garden. I also have some white David phlox, and I have the short mini pearl white that flowers earlier than everything else. I love garden phlox. Now I have tons of deer in my neighborhood, so I am going to try to find a spot for all the phloxes inside the fence. And even the fence isn't totally deer proof. We've seen deer in the backyard. They do jump it. They do come in if they're hungry enough. But I'm hoping that that they won't do too much damage. But I love garden phlox enough. I want to have it all around the garden. So I'm happy to have these 2 new ones. Lowe's currently has 50% off all shrubs and all roses. I did not buy any new roses today, but I did buy some new shrubs. Let me share. I got 2 autumn twist azaleas. Now, why would I do that, Jenny? I have autumn twist azaleas already in the yard. That's exactly why. Out in the front yard on the north side of our garden, where it is a fuller mixed border style garden in front of the house, I have 3 autumn twist azaleas up there that were planted by the previous owners before we moved in 6 years ago. And on the south side of the front yard, underneath the living room windows, where I've been putting in the hydrangeas, where I have my squash and zucchini and cucumber and some other things, it is much more sparsely filled because I took out some shrubs that I didn't like, and it has room. And so what I want is, in the spring, when these azaleas are putting on their big flush of bloom, I would like to have the same color of azalea across both sides of the house. And right now I only have this pink autumn twist on the north side. I want some on the south side as well. So I picked up 2 of the autumn twist azaleas, which are the same kind that we have on the other side of the house, and I am going to plant them on the south side of the front foundation plantings so that we start to bring some color balance for the spring display. Now these specimens they're nice looking, but they are small, so there's nothing to write home about yet. They are not going to come close to competing with the size of the ones that I already have there. However, time's all they need. I think in 3 years or so, they'll be roughly caught up to the other ones. And I'll trim the other ones as well to kind of keep them smaller over the next couple of years so that these will have a chance to catch up. And so yeah, now Encore azaleas are supposed to be blooming in the spring with a big display, and then again in the fall with a smaller display. Here in this garden, I have not had them rebloom, so I don't know if it's my location or my sun position that they get or what, but mine haven't rebloomed, and they take full sun, and so that's why they're going to be going out on the west foundation on the south side of the front of the house. Okay, shrubs, 50% off. Healthy Proven Winners shrubs. I'm not passing that up. Proven Winners Select Choice, is that what it is? Proven Winners Color Choice shrubs are a high value thing. You know you're getting a great plant when you buy Proven Winners Color Choice shrubs. And I've done some mail ordering of the Proven Winners Color Choice shrubs this season, and they came really small, and they cost way more than these did in person, 50% off. Bigger plants, bigger pots, healthy plants, nothing to lose here. So I went ahead and bought some. I don't have an idea for yet where I'm going to put this, but that's okay. We all do that, right? I got plenty of room. It's just a matter of finding the best spot. This is a magenta chiffon Rose of Sharon. Again, the chiffon series is double flowered, and this one is magenta. You can see here is an example of its blossoms, and this particular plant has lots of buds on it, and so we're going to get a lot of beautiful blooms off of this one this season. And so let's see. These are full sun exposure. They are hardy in zones 5 through 9. These will get to be 8 to 12 feet tall and 4 to 6 feet wide. So tall and skinny-ish, relatively. I mean, depending on your scale of your yard, 4 feet wide is kind of skinny if it gets to be 8 feet tall. And they bloom in the summer, and they're adaptable to most well-drained soils. And they are medium deer resistant, so I think I'll be able to put this out front and hopefully keep the deer off of it. I have in mind maybe I'll try to squeeze this in to the foundation planting on the south side of our front of our house, and hopefully it'll get enough sun there and it'll be a nice tall accent. So I just kind of have to stand out there and put it in a couple of spots and kind of look at it with my mind's eye and see what's going to be the best location. It does need to go in the front yard because my full sun locations back here pretty much used up. Magenta chiffon, I'm so happy to have you in my life. Another healthy, beautiful, proven winner's color's choice shrub. I'm not passing them by. If there's any chance I have a spot in my garden for these, I'm getting them at 50% off. So this is a Bobo hydrangea. My daughter-in-law Beth, she just planted one in her garden in Minnesota, and I now have one to match. So yay! My daughter-in-law and I and her mother, we chat about our gardens with each other, and I'm excited to see how her Bobo does in her yard compared to what mine does here, and see what the climate differences do for them. Bobo is a panicle hydrangea. You can see this one particularly has one already in flower, one almost fully in flower, and then a handful of other buds coming along. This wants sun or part shade, and it's a dwarf variety, so it will only get to be 2.5 to 3 feet tall and 3 or 4 feet wide, so it'll be a little bit shorter than it is wide. And it's hardy in zone 3 to 8, and my daughter-in-law is up there in Minnesota in zone 4, so this one works really well for her. It has fall interest because these flower heads will turn pink, especially if your nights get cool before the frosts come. At least that's my understanding, I think, from other videos that I've watched. I think that the hydrangeas that start this color and go to pink in the fall, they really do need some cool nights in like September, October before the hard freezes come. So if you don't have those cool nights, they might just turn brown, but we'll see what happens here. I think down in North Carolina at Creekside Nursery, they were talking about it. Theirs generally turn brown. I'm not sure what's going to happen here in Baltimore. We'll find out. Okay, so did I already say 3 feet tall, 3 to 4 feet wide, and they are not deer resistant, but I'm going to try putting it out front anyway because I don't know. Actually, I'm not sure where this one's going to land. I'm not sure. We'll find out. Anyway, Bobo, I don't have any dwarf varieties of hydrangeas yet, so I'm happy to have Bobo in my life. I didn't think I needed more gardenias, but they had gardenias for really inexpensive prices. And this is the daisy variety. This is the one, sorry, cultivar. This is daisy gardenia. It's a single flower. And I have one of these in the garden already, and I bought 2 more because they were inexpensive. They were only $11 originally, 50% off of that. They're $5.50 for a pretty little gardenia, and this one actually still has a flower on it. So I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to put them. I have 2 of them, and they're really healthy looking, good looking plants, nice and full and lush. They're short and small babies, but that's okay, they'll grow. So I'm not sure where they're going to go, but I have in mind maybe I'll start making a gardenia hedge, replacing that Hosta hedge with gardenias. Does that make sense? Maybe before I fully jump into that, I should see if they overwinter okay. Let's look at the zone information. These are hardy to zone 6. We're in zone 7. So if we have an extra cold winter, they might not last. But we usually don't have an extra hard winter, so maybe they'll be just fine. Okay, and these are 3 feet tall, 2 feet wide, so taller than they are wide, which makes them, in my mind, kind of a nice option for a low hedge. If they get to be 3 feet tall, that'd be a nice little thing around the patio table, maybe? I don't know, we'll try it out. I'll find a spot for them up near their cousin one that I already bought and planted earlier. The one that I have in there already is bigger than this. It was the next size bigger pot and a bigger plant. And so these two are smaller by quite a bit. But again, they'll grow into the same size eventually, maybe in 3 or 4 years. And so, yeah, I don't know. This is, if you had told me this morning that, Jenny, you're going to have 2 more gardenias in your garden, I'd have said, yeah, probably not. But you can't pass it up. For $5.50, this is a great buy. And I already had one, so I thought I could start a collection. So anyway, that's what I got. 2 of those. Last but not least, 2 of these. These, again, healthy, proven winner color choice shrubs on sale for 50%. Count me in. Yeah, definitely. These are Weigela. These are the spilled wine Weigela, and eventually as they grow, this foliage will turn to be a darker, almost black, more of a dark burgundy color. You can see that these old leaves that are in here are darker than the new growth. All the growth will turn dark, and then they'll have bright pink flowers in the spring. Okay, so this is a full sun shrub, so they're going to have to go out front somewhere. These get to be 2 to 3 feet tall and 3 feet wide. And so these particular plants are they're less than a foot right now, so they're not even close to half their full size. Let's see, hardy in zones 4 to 8, so I'm totally good here. And they flower in the spring, and then they have dark, interesting foliage through the summer and fall. They are not evergreen. Medium deer resistance, so I think I can try them out front and just hope the deer stay off of them. Yeah, so they do want full sun, so I do need to find a spot out front for them. But I don't have any Weigela in this garden yet. I used to have one, but it died of neglect. So yeah, I'm gonna have to make sure that doesn't happen with any of these. Thank you so much for joining me for yet another plant haul video. I am kind of I really need to stop buying plants because, you know, I've bought a lot of plants this year. But, you know, when you get healthy looking plants at 50% off, you just really can't beat that as far as pricing goes. So if you have a Lowe's near you and you are in the market for more plants, or even if you have any holes anywhere that you think you might accept some new plants, go ahead and go visit the Lowe's right now, like today. As soon as you see this video, get out to the Lowe's, because they are starting to fly off the shelves. People are starting to hear about the 50% off sale, and the plants are disappearing. So if you want to get in on this great sale, go ahead and get out there soon. And let me know in the comments down below if you do go get some, or if you have plant sales, clearance racks, or other places where you've your local garden center or other vendors that you go to that the plants are on late summer sales now. Let me know what gems you find and what are you adding to your garden that you didn't know you were going to until that day. Thank you for joining me here at Harmony Hills Home and Garden. I hope you will consider subscribing to our channel and following along in all of our garden adventures as we go through the seasons here. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you again in another video really soon. Take care, friends. Bye-bye.